Hey guys, this is Shafiq from SND, and today we are bringing you the first episode, or first video, in the tutorial on how to do the Easter egg in Shangri-La. Now this Easter egg is pretty long and tedious, but it's not too difficult. It just needs a lot of work. So you need to have 4 players and the power turned on for the first step. And the first step is, you can see these 4 switches here in spawn and these four corners, yeah. And so you need a player on each corner facing the button, and then on a count of 3 you all push the button together, which will activate the Eclipse. So 3, 2, 1, you push the button, and then voila, this is the Eclipse right here. And after the Eclipse is activated, you just head down to this area and you push this button right here, which will you'll be able to hear the British guy speaking, requesting help, kind of like Gersh in Ascension. So you gotta help him in order to get the focusing stone at the end of the Easter egg. So that was the second step. The third step is concerns these tiles. You can see they all have strange symbols on them. So there's a bunch of tiles in this area around the minecart and down there by where you push the button, by the Coca-Cola machine down there. The next set of tiles is over by the bridge, over by the mud trap or mud pit or whatever it is. So you want to have one player in this area and you want to have a player in the next area. You're going to have a player in the next area trying to match up the tiles. So what we did, what me and Donald usually do, is we have one player call out a certain symbol, like 3 dots or a T with a line through it, and then we have that player steps off, and then we have the other player trying to find the tile in his area that matches that one. So you can see me, I'm looking around, I'm trying to find the symbol that Donald just called out, and I'm trying to match it up. It takes a little bit of work, but if you guys have good communication, you should be able to get it quick. What we've taken to doing recently is we step on 2 symbols, and you can see here we messed up, so the whole thing reset. If you mess up, the whole thing resets, then you have to do it all over again. But what we've recently done is we've taken to calling out 2 symbols, and that just gives the other person a better chance of finding the corresponding tiles. So just fast forward a bit. We're matching the tiles up. We're almost done here. We switched because I was sucking at matching the tile, so I just stood on the tile and called it out. And then once you finish that, you should be able to hear a rock move, and the professor saying that, you know, oh, you helped us, or that seemed to have worked, or, you know, something like that. So the next step has to do with the water slide. Now the Eclipse is going to end for me right here in a bit, right there. So we won't be able to do the step then. The Eclipse needs to be turned on for every step, simply because you are going back in time to help Brock and Gary, which is the name of the 2 explorers. So yeah, so the fourth step, which is the water slide, is you have to have 4 players go down the slide. No, not 4 players. You need to have 3 players, excuse me. 3 players go down the slide and stand on the pressure plate at the end of the slide. And then the 4th player slides down the water slide holding X, and if everything's done right, they'll trigger a lever. At the time we didn't do this right because one of our players was off. Blue was off the pressure plate, which you can see is that little rectangular grill right there. So all 3 players need to be on that grill, and then the 4th player, which this time was me, goes around and slides down the water slide holding X, and on the way down he'll activate a lever which will help Brock and Gary escape from some water predicament or something. And you'll know if you did this right if the Eclipse ends and it switches to daytime. And you'll hear them talking about how it works and stuff, the characters. So that's the 4th step. And now for the 5th step, you're going to need a shrink ray, or a baby gun or the the JB whatever, you're gonna need it because well, you'll see in a bit. But you need to activate the Eclipse again after the waterfall or the water slide. Now that the Eclipse is active again, you want to head over to the entrance of the water slide. And at the top, well, these things are very confusing. I don't know how to work them yet. They're very confusing. But at the top of the waterfall, you can see that shining crystal. So you want to knock it down with a ray gun or explosives. Either will work. We use grenades here because none of us had a ray gun. And then the person with the shrink ray shrinks it, and then you knife it, and it'll head down the water slide. And then you just slide down the water slide after it. You don't have to, but we just like to see what it does. So it'll slide down the water slide, and then it'll just roll. It'll roll to the geyser, and then it'll shoot up. And then it'll perch on that little perch, and you can see over to the far right, you can see another perch. So yeah, those are the first 5 steps in the Easter egg for Shangri-La. So yeah, comment, rate, subscribe, and let us know what you think, and if this helped you, great. And we'll have the second part up shortly. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.